Hello and welcome back to Chump Change, episode 39. It's been a couple months. We've been a little busy and forgetful, so we got some stuff to cover because next week's an exciting week. We talked about Evo, and we're going to get into a little bit of that and some adjacent topics this week. Pree, do the thing. This week, we are prepping both in our professional and personal lives to go to Evo 2024 to play Tekken 8.
To play Tekken 8. We're there to enjoy the event, hopefully play some good casual matches with everyone else, and also participate in the Tekken tournament. At least that's what I would love to participate in and hopefully do pretty well. And by pretty well, I mean get one win before I lose.
I want to make new friends. I want to network with people. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to do a big con tour this year.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't in the finances for us to do a big multi-con year, but the fact that we're getting to one thing this year is pretty cool.
No, I was looking at Anime Expo and how they were like, dude, this is so dangerous. It's so oversold. And if you even take one step, like if someone falls, like it's just a whole cascade of mess. But yeah.
I was hearing a lot of mixed reviews about AX from the actual con goers because it was like, it's ungodly hot in California right now. We're getting our first, which makes it the worst heat wave of the year because it hasn't gotten this hot yet, and we're already over halfway through summer. So like infrastructure's not ready, and like no buildings have heated up this much yet this year, and we probably had the coldest winter we've had in like a decade. Right before. Yeah,
that too.
So I don't think any Californians were well adjusted to it. And also we're back in the hype of like, hey, all of us have money again. All of us can go do stuff. So everyone is cashing in on like, oh, dude, I'm going to go do this big thing.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that, I know AX had a lot of VTuber presence. I know Connor Dog Virginia and Iron Mouse had a panel there. I don't know if V Shoujo as a whole had it, but like there was a lot of stuff going on this year. So I actually was also thinking about AX. I was also thinking about Fanime because that's like in our backyard.
Yeah.
But that one was a very much a case of you and I would have had to cut this trip short, or we would have had to hinder some of the things we are going to do in Vegas for Evo. And I was like, I'd rather maximize one trip than try and make it everywhere, but it's like a repeat of YCS.
Yeah. Well, when you say repeat of YCS, you mean like it felt rushed?
Yeah, just a rushed adventure. We didn't really have a game plan or the time to make one on the spot.
Yeah.
Like the cool part about Evo, Pree and I fly out 6 days from now. We fly out Wednesday morning. So we're there 2 days ahead of time. That gives us time to not only practice while we're there, but we also have a day and a half after we do registration, day 0. We have a day and a half to go do other stuff for content while we're there to maximize that time, which is something we both lamented we couldn't do in LA with YCS, which is crazy because it's LA. Like there's so much to do in LA.
Yeah.
I was even joking and I was talking about like, bro, we should just walk into Disneyland. We're California residents. We can get a $70 day ticket. Or I'm an employee of Six Flags Entertainment. We could have just walked into Six Flags Magic Mountain on the way home.
Yeah, you're on the day off, so you get in for free because you're an employee, and then you get an Amigo ticket, right?
Yeah, I got a free +1. So like, there was a lot we could have done, but we were on a time crunch because you were still in school. You still had work as well, and so did I. And then I think we were also rushing home to meet people for dinner that night as well, right? Didn't we end up going out that same day?
I think so. Something like that.
I think we picked up the girls and we both went out with Waterball Man and some friends that were in town. But yeah, like very rushed experience, very fun. I know for a fact we both had fun despite the record that we had at YCS 2023.
Oh yeah, no wins, all losses. Yeah,
Yeah, except you got a bye. You got a bye round.
and we also lost in the casual games that we were playing.
Yeah.
That was rough too.
Well, and it sucks too because we were there so early, and I thought about it. I actually thought about this the other day. We were there for like an extra hour or two ahead of time while people were still doing reg. We should have asked those guys if we could record the table while we play with them.
Yeah, but you live and you learn.
Yeah, like I think in terms of because we're on year, but despite the like half a year, 8 months max of taking breaks, we're on year like 2.5 of doing this now. I think we have a much better idea of how to on the go capture stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, in terms of Evo's tournament this year or this event, are you thinking that you're gonna do really well, or like where's your head at in terms of?
I'm thinking first seed. Maybe I can scrape by with a win, depending on who I play against. I don't expect to go very far. I just don't think I have enough time logged in Tekken. And I also have made the unfortunate mistake of I'm switching up who I'm playing last minute. Although I'm enjoying this character a lot more last minute, and I think there's a lot more opportunities for me to scrub check or do goofy shit with this character that I've picked up.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's how much fun do you enjoy? How much fun do you have?
And no matter what, like I just plan on having a good time. I plan on being a really good sport and fighter in the tournament. And I'm just gonna be like, hey man, like it was nice playing you. You like this shirt? www.bigchumps.com/
Yeah. So in terms of preparations, right? Because you're saying you're getting a new character. How much time do you think you actually have logged? Like, rough estimate.
More time than I thought, actually. I think I checked my Steam account, and on PC I have like 60 something hours, like a lot more than I actually thought I did.
Yeah, I guarantee you my hours are huge, but a good majority of those hours are not even me playing the game. That's me leaving the game on and I go walk away and go have dinner,
Yeah, no, like for me, I do that with Valorant just because you can stay in the menu. I don't enjoy Tekken enough, and I also hate the menu music to the point where I would not keep that open. So I genuinely think that like my main thus far has been Paul Phoenix, and I think there's a lot of opportunities for me to just beat people down with Paul Phoenix. I also like looking at other characters in the game. I also think just that motherfucker is very linear in how he moves. So it's pretty easy to see what I'm doing and where I'm going with it. Which, to be fair, you did warn me that he is an average Joe character, and that's why he was chosen, because it's my first Tekken.
Yeah.
So I kind of gotta like switch my feet up, and I have to change the pacing on how I play for this new person. But I think if I'm diligent for this next week and then training with you and Water Bottle Man over there in Las Vegas before the tournament, I think I have the potential to do some cool shit.
Yeah, so I've been a long time Lily player. I've played Lily in Tekken 7. In Tekken 6, I was like, oh, you know what? This character seems pretty cool. So I played a little bit of Tekken 6, nothing really too crazy. I never really cared to learn the game until Tekken 7. So I'm like hardcore. I'm going to play Lily. They allow you to have a backup character. So I was thinking like, man, do I choose the stage change or just do the second character? And I'm just going to have to double down on the stage change because I haven't put enough hours in my head for me to say I'm comfortable picking another guy in order to switch it up. Yeah.
I obviously don't have enough time to properly gauge this for you, but I definitely think that your Lily movement is a lot crazier than any of the other guys you've picked to scrub check me when we practice.
Oh, dude, when we practice, man, I'm like trying to teach you mechanics. Like, hey, dude, I'm gonna do the same move on you 1,000 times until you figure out how to counter it, and that's just how I've been trying to train you.
But there's games where you actually just let me play. Like you properly play and you just fucking watch me.
Yeah.
You'll go pick another guy. Like I hate the Mishima family. I hate the lasers.
Oh,
I don't know why people laser. I don't know why do we give people lasers. And you'll just go play
laser.
them. But as soon as the lasers stops being the thing I get caught by, your movement isn't as smooth as it would be with Lily.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, fuck tornado kicks and fuck lasers.
I mean, those I feel like are some of the favorite moves of the game. But anyways, you know, after we're done with our run, was there anything at Evo that you were thinking that you really wanted to go see? Like, was there another game that you want to go check out? Or were you just thinking of going to the casual setup booth or whatever?
I don't know. So I'm not as invested in any of the other games. I want to say King of Fighters or Street Fighter would be the next thing I try and actively participate in, or like participate in as in like go be a spectator for.
Yeah.
Because basically as competitors, I'm pretty sure we have access to go watch other tournaments if we're not actively playing.
Yeah, because we're at the same event anyways, right?
Yeah. So I like maybe I'll go watch them if I recognize it. Like if I see Mango from Smash or I see someone that I recognize and I'm like, oh, like I want to go watch this person. I'll go watch them. But otherwise I'm probably gonna stick with you and be like, hey, if you got nothing you want to watch, let's go do like community stuff. Like let's go be active and let's go network. Like let's just have people see our faces.
Yeah, no, because I saw that there's a cosplay event.
Yeah.
All right. You know, I was like, cosplay event, exciting. Let's go talk to people.
I kind of did want to cosplay Paul Phoenix, but I think at this point I'm a little late in the stage to be able to buy.
To rig it up, yeah.
Just I expected to get less busy as the summer settled. Like everything was set up at both my jobs, but it got a lot more busy.
Yeah.
And I've been in a lot of meetings just because Six Flags just went through a merger and that finalized. So like I was in an IT meeting the other day and it was introducing the head honcho of corporate to everyone.
Yeah.
So I can't find the time at work or at home to do it just because I'm like prepping everything for us to be gone for a week.
Yeah.
Because this is probably the biggest gap I've taken from being home and being at work in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the YCS thing was kind of okay because it was like, all right, it's an 8-hour drive home, or I could just jump on a plane in an emergency and be there in like 2 hours. If my girlfriend needed me for whatever reason, I'm just like, hey, are you cool to get home on your own? Cool. I need to go. But now it's like we're not driving. I have all this. I have all this stuff with me, so I can't just drop it in a car with you and be like, hey, I need to fly home real quick.
Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting that we're gonna be gone that long, but also just I didn't have time to like do half of the shit I wanted to do for Evo. I almost didn't get the shirts done for Evo.
Speaking of which, do you have shirts on you?
Yeah, so I guess if we didn't put it in a commercial at the top of the video, or if you don't see it now, that's because there is another commercial later. We are selling shirts specifically because we're going to Evo.
Yeah, so these are some of the command inputs or anything like that, command histories from the top games besides like Street Fighter ×2, because I didn't want to put Street Fighter on there twice. And then
it's not just the top games, Pree. This is literally one combo from every game at Evo, all 7 games.
Unless you're going to the community event stuff, there's a whole bunch of different games over there too. But what's really cool about this shirt, if you get the premium version, if we have something cool on the back, we do. Look at our cool little Chaggin the Chump Dragon Evo logo. Look at that.
If you've seen our website recently, we haven't really done a lot of social posting. We have a mascot now. His name is Chaggin the Chump Dragon. And I wanted to find a way to represent Evo, which is the square logo. But I also, didn't want to rip their logo.
Is it a square or is it a diamond?
It doesn't have this bottom square here. The bottom square is completely added.
Is it a square or is it a diamond if you rotate the square?
Whatever, man. Fuck off. Anyways, so I wanted a way to represent Evo without, ripping their logo because I don't want to be sued. So I found a cool, funky way to make our logo. Honestly, I like this so much. I kind of want it to be the generic Big Chumps logo.
No, it's good. Like
it looks dope. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm with it.
If you looked at the initial concept art that I did for the dragon, and then you looked at this, I'll send it to you, Pree, so you can put it in the edit. Like, they look really fucking close to each other. I'm very happy. And then obviously it says 2024 and it has our logo on it.
Yeah, I think the shirts came out really well. That took a lot of effort, actually, on both our parts to actually get all of it together. But I think it paid off.
And along with that, Pree and I have also decided to re-up the store. The website's live again. I think I announced that it was down a while back, but the website's back up. And all the merch is back. So...
Man, look. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, this fun shirt, the shirt that Pree's wearing, all of it is back on the store right now. You can go to store.bigchumps.com or bigchumps.com/store or shop. I forget what it is. You can just go to the main website though and get there. All of it's back up. And the best part about it is we are working with a different distributor. So our prices are actually lower than they were with Stream Elements or with the previous distributor of the site before I had to take it down. So go grab up some shirts. The Evo line will be available the week of Evo until mid-August. We don't want to do a very long run for anyone that watches. And also, it's worth noting, I'm just going to announce it now because I think it's worth it. The input design is available on its own shirt. The shirt with both costs more. I think it's like $20 something for the more ink, more money. We are also selling just the inputs, and after the Evo line is done, just the input shirt will stay on the store. It will come in white on black and black on white. So if you don't like the blue and white color scheme, it will be back in like 3 weeks.
There we are. Yeah, cool announcement section. That's how you know that we just got the shirts, because they're still wrinkled.
They were actually not wrinkled when I got them. They were very nice and folded in the packaging. Oh, actually, should I show them the card too? Because that's new for our production.
No, not the card. You get the card and you're like, wow, that's a beautiful card.
Okay. There's a special little thank you note from us with every order too.
But yeah, I mean, trying to wrap up the Evo conversation here, are there any like worries or like fears that you're having coming into, like, we're about to leave?
I generally don't get sick very easily. I don't get sick just being anywhere. But when I used to travel a lot, I used to get sick not during the events, but coming out of the event. Like when we're about to travel back to wherever we're going, or when I'm already back home. I really hope I don't get sick from Evo. I contemplated, am I going to bring a mask with me? And I kind of want to, but also I don't want to, because I know it's going to be like hot and stanky in there with all the people.
I did it for YCS. I believe I wore a mask.
We had to. That was a...
Yeah.
That was an event host or a host rule. They required us to wear in Hall H.
Yeah, I'm like completely okay and supportive of us wearing masks when we go there. especially to the event hall. There's so many people that come from so many different areas.
I think I'm gonna gauge it based on how many people there are, because obviously if it's not packed to the brim, my chances of exposure are less, because I'm not gonna be like hugging up on people or back to back to people. If there's a lot of guys though, then I'm gonna have a mask on me just in case.
Yeah,
because one of my worries about masking is you and I are gonna be labbed up.
Yeah, well, also, it might be hot. I mean, when we were in YCS, it wasn't too bad.
No, the air conditioning was great. We were very fortunate that hall was not in active use by everyone that day, because I think it was YCS in Hall H, and then the rest of the convention center was closed for Raw.
Yeah, no, it was like, I was really happy. I'm hoping that Evo has some good air conditioning too. I'm a little scared for like the food venue stuff.
Yeah,
because
bro, sponsored by Chipotle. What do you mean?
What if there is a Chipotle inside the venue?
It's just sponsored by Chipotle, but there's no Chipotle.
If there's a Chipotle in there that costs $30, dude, what are we gonna do?
I'm gonna be like, do you accept the app coupons? I have a free entree.
I've been a long time member. I'm actually a stockholder. Thank you very much.
Dude, I should buy stock at Chipotle. Man, you're so smart. Yeah. You're so smart.
But are there is there anyone like that you are like hoping to see there? You know, like crossing your fingers?
I think it'd be really cool to see Lily and Michael. I don't know if Scara's actively been playing Tekken or not. Lily Peachel and Michael Reeves, by the way, for anyone who isn't like watching OTV or watching nerds who play games like this.
Dude, what if you match up against Lily Pichu?
So one of my coworkers said the same thing. He was like, man, are you going to get raw dogged by Lily Pichu on stage? I'm like, God, I hope not. It's funny you say that too, because my friend literally said you need to be a higher rank on Tekken ranked than Lily Pichu before we leave. And I was like, that sucks, man. That's BM.
And we have to leave in like 6 days.
Yeah. So my work weekend right now, after we're done filming today, is going to be record two commercials for the merch line and play Tekken all day. But yeah, I'm hoping that if Lily and Michael are there together, I'd like to meet both of them. I actually was trying to go to Michael Reeves's I'm blanking on what it's called right now, but the creator event that they did down here in San Francisco, because him, Ludwig, like a bunch of VTubers, like a lot of people I follow were there. And I was like, bro, that was down the street and that was $100 for a ticket. I absolutely could have been there.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I think I was just busy. I think it was on the weekend, so I was working. And then, honestly, like just anyone. I as much as I want to meet people who are like, in my eyes, favorite creators, I'd rather just meet as many people as I can, and if those people are in that group, cool. I just want to network. I want to be able to meet some random guy that plays Tekken and be like, oh, dude, like, oh, you also play this game, or oh, you also do this. Hit me up. Here's my Discord.
Yeah. See, so when I went to locals for Yu-Gi-Oh, it was interesting seeing a couple of them at like bigger events. We haven't played any locals since we went, or since we're gonna go.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to a relatively sizable local today too.
Yeah. So no local experience, no experience playing player 1, player 2.
Yeah,
I'm getting nervous.
Shoot, brother. Or we just about to lab all day?
Brother, we're going to just show up there, bro. We're going to show up at the locals to be like, look, we going to play today.
It's funny you say that. I have had this video idea in the back of my brain. I went to Evo and won the first bracket with no training.
I went to Evo with 0 in real life experience.
That'd be a funny video.
I went to Evo and I'm beginner rank.
That's technically not untrue of the Big Chumps shared account. That is not true of my actual account. I was actually a higher rank. You were giving me shit the other day. I was a higher rank than you thought I was, bitch.
Man.
You were giving me shit like, man, you're beginner on your computer and on the PlayStation on the shared account. I'm like, no fucking shot. And I was exactly the rank I thought I was too.
Yeah, man. But speaking about getting better, speaking about becoming professionals.
Oh, we're going to that topic right away. Okay.
Go ahead.
I've had the idea in my brain for a little while. Probably closer to when we did YCS. I kind of want to open Big Chumps up to doing esports in general. Because, like, one of the things that bothered me this year was I really want us to go back and do more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in person this year.
Yeah.
Only thing that was close enough to us that would make sense time-wise was the tag team YCS in Vegas.
Yeah.
The problem with that is you and I don't play meta, and also we don't have a third.
For the tag team event, yeah.
And, you know, maybe we could train up Water Bottle Man, or maybe we can convince our Yasuo main friend to play one tournament with us, right?
Yeah.
But then if we did relatively well and we wanted to come back as champions or as like high rollers, we'd have to bring the boys back together for that event, the follow-up event.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about it, and I play Valorant religiously. We and all of our friends play League. It just would make sense if we were able to partner with some sponsors and make a team or two officially. Because I think there's a lot of momentum for us there with how invested I am with the FPS esports scene. And like, I could ask you anything about League of Legends. You could probably tell me most of the information. If not you, for sure, Paulo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've ever played on any of those online tournaments. Obviously, you know, like, because it's all ELO based at the end of the day for those online tournaments.
Yeah.
So, you know, back in the day, back in old ancient fossil League of Legends day, you know, like I had my group of friends and we played League, and we participated in one of those tournaments, and we were going to go to like the final match, right? Like at the top of the tournament for our bracket.
Yeah.
And it was my friend and his little sister. His little sister had to leave, so we were down a person, and we almost won that game. And that broke my heart. And then scheduling issues became such a hassle for all five of us to show up at the same time.
Yeah, no. What I'm talking about isn't just get your friends together and do it. I'm talking like we partner with some companies to actually help us in terms of organizing, putting 5-6 people in the same room. So you have 5, because most of the games that we play are 5-person games. You have your 5 guys and you have the backup.
You got your 5 guys, burgers and fries?
Yeah, 5 guys, burgers and fries, and then you have your sub if anything happens. Because that was also something that bothered me a lot about trying to include a lot of our friends for when I like plan to record or stream certain games, and guys just wouldn't show up.
Yeah. So scheduling issues. Yeah, scheduling issues is always a big deal.
And that's why I'd rather put together a proper team, because if we put together a proper team, then it's like, hey, we need you to be available for this time. We are paying you to be here for this. That's why I want to make a proper team.
See, this is crazy. So me and Lorenzo have 2 varying different ideologies when it comes to this.
You want to do the 5 guys, the 5 friends go play a tournament, make some money situation.
Sorry. So me and him have 2 different ideologies, right? Lorenzo is very much a fan of the 5-man team games. I am not. I've come to learn, if I'm ever wanting to go professional in anything and I ever wanted to try to be up there, I'm playing the wrong game. I don't want to wait for Johnny to go finally practice on Tuesday when I told him to practice for the past 2 weeks. No, I said I'm gonna play all the single player games, all of the fighting games. I wanted to play more StarCraft. I wanted to play, things like of that nature.
See, and that's fine too, though, right? Because if that's one of the things we want to do, obviously, if we did a proper Yu-Gi-Oh team, not everyone's gonna. There's not always a tag team YCS. There's not always gonna be a market for that. So we could have BCMG, Papa Tony go play Tekken at Evo 25 under the proper esports brand.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Red Bull, Papa Tony wants to go play Evo. All right, bet, send him there.
Yeah.
I want to make a general esports brand, but realistically, to do it, we'd still have to focus on a specific team for at least one game.
Yeah, I just think that sucks, right? Because it's like, all right, well, if we're gonna pay people, right, we're gonna need to make something, right? It's like, okay, well, it's not like football where everyone wants to buy your favorite jersey or hat, right?
Well,
because even now in the scene, it's really hard for any team to do that.
That
Have I ever seen anyone rock a CLG hoodie in a while? Not really.
CLG.
Counter Logic Gaming. That's what I mean, right? It's like any one of those crazy teams, like any one of those teams. League team? Yeah, well, that's one of the teams, but CLG, I believe, does multiple games than just League of Legends.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, seeing jerseys and like merch for that stuff is like, dude, nah, I have not. Not in a while.
I don't think the funding would have to come. Like, no matter what, if we did do an esports team, we would have to partner with people. Like, we'd need sponsors to pay the bills.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
And the cool part is, like, I agree with not everyone buys physical merchandise. You know what everyone fucking loves, though, or at least in the game I play? Everyone loves buying the C9 bundle for $20.
Yeah, hey, dude,
the Sentinels bundle. I don't think it's $20, so I think it's like $10. But yeah, like everyone's out there buying the bundles to rep their teams in game.
Yeah.
So I think a healthy dose of like, hey, we should lock in on a game to at least start the brand, and then we can go send guys to win solo tournaments or 3-people tournaments for certain.
Well, that's actually one of the things that I was going to talk about was, so in the Tekken scene, right, a lot of the people that I watched, or even for StarCraft, actually, all of the people that I watched, they weren't actually players that I watched now.
Yeah.
They actually were all the commentators.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking, why don't we start there? Why don't we try to do commentary for any one of these events?
Like how Evo had the signups for the commentators booth, like we go.
Yeah. Like same thing for Riot. Riot has commentators, and yeah, like any one of those events too.
I was actually thinking about that too because I've been watching VCT North America or Americas, not North America. And like the VCT Americas team has like their own cast of like 7 people that rotate through, and they all have their own independent tag. It's not like they're VCT America's Tony, VCT America's Lily. Like they're all their own people. So I was like, that would be cool actually to be like, oh yeah, this season we got BCMG GarboArtist commentating in the booth.
Yeah, no, because like for Tekken at least, there's a couple of names that always roll through for commentary.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, Tasty Steve, it sounds like you're commentating every single event.
Yeah.
But it's that one guy, and then there's always a different person every single time to co-commentate. So it's like...
See, I would love it too if we did that for smaller events too, where we can be a little more silly, where it's like I go commentate at a relatively well-sized Smash event, and I'm like, you know what? This is pissing me off. I'm getting in there. Give me a GameCube controller.
Yeah, like I think if we aren't good enough to play the game and be the top level player and get the show that way.
Yeah, no, if you're not going to be the top level player, be the funny guy that plays the game.
Yeah, maybe we end up being one of those guys in the scene. Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. That would definitely for Evo at least should have been something we thought about earlier, because that would have been probably better. I just don't have enough experience with any of these games to do it though.
Yeah, that's actually that's what I want to do. Actually, is like we need to learn. I want us to learn a game as hardcore as that. Like, you don't need to be a grandmaster to
No, not at all. You can commentate
to
on
review.
If you know the fundamentals of chess, you can commentate on chess. Like it's you don't have to be fucking top 10 chess players in the universe to commentate on chess.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if we're able to get like platinum level knowledge or diamond level knowledge of the game,
even then, right? Like a bronze player that fundamentally understands Overwatch could absolutely commentate on Overwatch pro play.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's all about the hype. It's all about you just got to be consistent.
Yeah, the extra knowledge, like for Valorant, for example, something they do in the pre-show and the post-show, or in between halftime and games, is they'll talk about the stats. They'll talk about lineups and gameplay knowledge, and that's where that extra stuff comes in. But as the guy at the desk in the middle of the game, you just gotta hype. Oh, he got the ace! What is happening right now?
Yeah. So I mean, in terms of BCMG esports team, just wait for BCMG GarboArtist commentates.
I mean, that was gonna happen either way though, because one of the things that I was thinking about is I don't know if I could handle being a competitor if we did a team. Like, if we did a Valo team tomorrow, I don't know if I would actually want to participate on the team. Just because as an owner of the company, I would like to be as objective as I can with how the team's performing and what the team needs. Because if the team's losing and it's losing me money, I don't want to flash on people mid-game like, stop fucking around, lock in.
Yeah.
I'd rather be on the sidelines with the coach at a tournament being like, all right, let's lock in. Or be like Ludwig or Moist Critical with their team, right? Be at home streaming and rooting on the team from home.
Yeah, be a DSG disguised toast. Watch the game, then immediately go and play.
Didn't he play on the team?
I don't believe so. No, yeah, I believe he. All the videos I see of him watching the VCT is like him playing some random dating sim while he's watching. He watches the round and then dating sim, and then watches the round. I'm like,
I could have sworn
cool.
I saw some videos of like the Ludwig versus Tarek invitational and shit like that, where his username was DSG Toast.
Oh, well, probably for like some
just branding.
Valorant Rand, yeah, not Valorant Run game or tournament. I mean,
yeah, which is also fair. I would actively change my name from GarboArtist Chump on Riot to be like BCMG Garbo.
Yeah,
it makes sense, right? Why wouldn't you? But
oh man,
yeah, I actively do want to start exploring this, just because like I won't say what team and I won't say a name because I don't want to out them and I haven't talked to them about it yet. But I know some people who have professionally like managed teams for big games in the area. So I kind of want to meet with one of those people and I want to be like, hey, realistically, I know you're working on this other thing, but what do I need to make this work, or can you help me make this work?
Yeah,
because I think League's a little contentious, but I think Valorant has enough local events going on, at least like on the West Coast, the 3 states on the West Coast. I think there's enough for us to do here that we can make it viable, or at least as a small team, make it viable.
Oh yeah, I mean, except having enough people to pull from, I think is so hard. Because it's like, okay, we're gonna do some scouts, right?
I don't think that's a problem. I think the problem is we'd actively have to hold tryouts to choose the best of who we have around.
Yeah, right. See, so I haven't. See, it sucks, right? Because I haven't seen or I haven't been a part of those types of environments in a while.
Yeah.
So I know I was watching like Rainbow Six a couple years back, because I was like, dude, I want to try to learn the game, but I want to see what the community is like.
Yeah.
So they do have like teams like that, just like you're describing, like the online teams where, hey, dude, we meet up on Discord and we have practices, this and that, and here's our tryouts.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, some of these kids like running these teams are like pretty nuts, you know? Like they're pretty organized, you know, they're pretty like, hey dude, we're actually trying to improve and get better. So, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think that finding the people is hard. Or sorry, the pool that we'll have to choose from is hard, right? Like, okay, well, if you wanted to do some crazy team like that, right? You're like, okay, ascending and up, right? Like top of the top dog.
Oh, not even.
Up.
Not even. So with Valorant specifically, I have a very firm belief. I don't care what rank you are unless you're iron, because iron's really fucking hard to naturally get. If you're iron 2 or lower, you are actively sandbagging or you just don't know how to play games at all. I actively think, though, if you consistently play with the same 5 guys or 5 to 10 guys, depending if we're subbing in for practicing, because obviously you need a practice pool to go against the main team. If you're all practicing with the same people, there's no reason that in terms of rank, you shouldn't be climbing up. Like if we get 5 guys and we say, all right, your homework for the week until this, or we have a tournament in a month, your homework is to everyone be minimum gold. And if you're not minimum gold, we're going to run the tournament. And if you guys lose, you lose. And then management has to decide, are we going to keep the guys who didn't perform properly?
Yeah.
Because I genuinely think, like, yeah, we're not going to hire a team of all bronzes, but I also think that a team of all bronzes has the potential with the same 5 teammates to be a team of platinums. I absolutely think that part of the problem with Valorant casually is a lot of people solo queue, a lot of people duo queue, a lot of people triple queue, and it's those extra slots that you can't cover with teammates that can drastically change the course of a game. Like in terms of me and my duo that I actively play with, me and her, we have solid comps. We know how to swing angles together. We know how to play the game together. But it's the games where we get like some teenagers, like a shitter Reyna and KO, or a Breach and a Neon, where we're getting flashed through our walls by our own teammates because they're being assholes. That's when the game starts becoming a little more contentious, because it's like, okay, I'm trying to lock in, I'm trying to carry because these guys are being shitters. You can only do that so much, though. At least with a dedicated team, you're all there for the same reason. You're all on the same team for the same reason. They all chose to be there.
Yeah.
I didn't choose to be with the people that Riot MMR'd me with. I'm just unfortunate to be in the same MMR as them.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't mean that like I didn't earn my rank. It's like I just happened upon this person. A lot of games where I get tilted, at the end of the game, I have to be like, I'm never going to play with this person again. Either because I had to report them for some stupid shit they said or did, or just because the odds of me partying with them again is infinitesimally small.
Yeah, so you're not going to type fast as the defeat screen's going up.
No. No. If anything, I think in this last year and a half, especially with Valorant play, I've come to the conclusion that if you were talking shit to me and you're on the enemy team, or you were talking shit to me on my team and I outperformed you, no matter who you are, I already won the argument because you're shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like all that you're below me stuff that we did in our own friend group, no one ever had to say any of that. Because if there was ever like a little spat where it's like, you're below me, well, yeah, that's already, like, we already knew that. Because if I'm the guy talking shit and I see you're above me, I'm tilted because I was talking shit and you performed better than me. Right? Because otherwise, why is anyone tilted?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you play with randoms, no matter what, that the random is 9 times out of 10 tilted.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately in a team-based game, man, every dog for themselves, you know?
That's also why I'm really hopeful that, you know, dedicated of 5 to 10 depending on what game we do. They're going to have a coach too. Like we have to give them a coach. So no matter what, there's going to be some form of organization structure. It's not just 5 guys, burgers and fries and hey, go play these games, make us money, go win.
Yeah.
It's, hey, here's your coach. He's going to organize you guys, fall in line, perform good, have fun. GLHF. Yeah, I think Big Chumps Pree, Big Chumps Garbo go commentate on games. Sounds really fun. And I think Big Chumps Esports sounds really fun too. BCE, if you will.
BCE. Mm-hmm.
We got BCMG for all the media stuff. We got BCE for the actual esports team.
Mm-hmm. Big Chumps Energy.
You're right. You're right. You're right. No, you're right. We can't use BCE. I need that.
Big Chumps Electrical.
Actually, no, I could never make Big Chumps energy drink because then I'm competing with Red Bull and I wouldn't dare.
Do you know what Red Bull does? Red Bull sends guys out to go try to jump into an airplane while skydiving.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to compete with those guys?
They also paid a lot of money to watch Ludwig make 1,000 3-points, and they laughed at him while he did it. So hey, you can focus on your thing. I'll focus on my thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think one of those things is cool. I think one of those things is funny.
Oh yeah. We love Red Bull. Red Bull.
I think laughing at the short guy for not making his 1,000 free throws is pretty funny.
No, that's great. That's great. We love Red Bull. Red Bull is a pretty cool company.
Yeah, no, we love Red Bull. I love Red Bull specifically, but as a company, yeah, Big Chumps loves Red Bull. It gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Dude, their commercials for the VCT has been killing me too. They made special animations for like people crack a can of Red Bull and it turns them into their Valorant character.
Oh, that's cool. It's just like World of Warcraft, Mountain Dew back in the day.
Yeah. Like, actually, yeah. That's exactly what it reminded me of. I was trying to remember. I'm like, another company did this. This is like funny.
Yeah.
Because that was how the whole, that was part of the whole like, oh, Mountain Dew is gamer fuel era.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like I think BC Esports it would be pretty funny and also cool, just because a lot of the other business ventures we've been stewing on, especially the store, is very dependent on you guys, the audience, wanting to
traction.
You guys wanting to participate in giving us views or buying the merch, even if the merch isn't us specific and it's interesting. You still have to have the money and be wanting to buy it or watch our content. But you know, if we can get partners and we can go send some guys to play the game they like playing, that's kind of net positive for everyone, right? Guys get to go play esports professionally. If we win, the company makes money, or the company, you know, gets to partner with cool people and go do big stuff too.
Is Yu-Gi-Oh considered esport?
I'm sure we could get sponsors to go play Yu-Gi-Oh. Why, do you want to go play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, I mean, you know, you play Yu-Gi-Oh, I play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rough, right? Because like only the main title card of YCS was actually streamed.
Yeah.
So that one's a little rough. Like I feel like a majority of Evo is going to be streamed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like I mean, there's obviously, I think it's going to run the same as Evo. Like, okay, from the pool matches, there's going to be like a certain number of streams.
Yeah, you think like 1 in 6 of the seeds are gonna actually like get
streamed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is also unfortunate because I got told by a lot of people if they see me on stream with anybody, they're gonna pop off and chat for me. I was like,
Hey, dude, we gotta go in hard. We gotta train hard for the next 6 days.
Yeah, if I had more sick time or vacation time, honestly, I'd call off work just to put in the hours more.
Just to play, dude. It's like last minute cramming, you know?
Yeah. It sucks too because speaking of time, I requested this time off forever ago, but it was already authorized and unpaid, so I couldn't use any of my time for it.
Well, you know, you get 24 hours a year. You know, we have some more time left in the year.
Yeah. It's okay though. I got today, I got tomorrow. We'll make something work out of it. But yeah.
Did you want to go today? Did you want to try to hit that local tonight?
Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling good enough. I just put the mask on, double up.
Yeah, if you want to go tonight, I can charge the labs and we can go play tonight.
All right, and then I think we should wrap up the podcast then, huh?
It's not that late.
I think we should wrap up the podcast. I think we're hitting a good chunk of time.
We have a couple minutes to talk about your last thing.
Sure.
Because that does wrap us back into Evo talk.
Yeah. So going back to the trips, right? I wanted to talk about traveling with your friends, right? Man, I tell you, there's traveling with family versus traveling with friends. To me, feels so different. So whenever I travel with my family, right? My oldest sister, she's a very big planner, right? My other sister kind of just goes along with the flow. And I am a very spontaneous individual. So if I want to do something and it's completely off the itinerary, I am the first person to start walking towards the direction I want to go.
Mm.
I don't say nothing.
Yeah,
I just go.
You Irish goodbye people. I'm aware of this fact.
Yeah, so you know, I was in my head. I was like, you know what, that would make for a pretty good podcast topic, you know. So I was always the person to do whatever, right? Never really have a plan or itinerary, and it's kind of wherever the water takes me is where I'm end up going.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, my friend?
I don't believe in a rigid structure when doing trips. I don't think your trip, whether it's business or for pleasure, should be stressful.
Yeah.
YCS, I tried to be as very loose as I could be with while still keeping us relatively adherent to a time frame for stuff.
Yeah.
Mainly because there was a hard limit on the max amount of time we could spend away.
Yeah.
I think we got to do some cool shit off camera on the way home, which we didn't have to do. Like we could have absolutely spent our time doing something a little more productive for the thing, but we had us time. We just chilled.
Yeah.
We did friend stuff. So I think having the ability to just walk away from something and go like, hey man, I'm gonna walk down the street, or I'm gonna walk down the strip real quick. I'm gonna go like do some stuff. Okay, see you in a bit. I think I've definitely been on the side of someone has walked away from the group though, both in personal and business travels, where a guy walked away, didn't say anything, wasn't answering his phone because it was loud in the area. No one knew where the guy was, and we were starting to hit like a crunch time on something else.
Yeah.
So it's like, while I believe in being flexible, I think there's still, you know, maybe a little bit of a structure that needs to be there somewhere.
Yeah, dude. Like even like just outside of planning, right? Like if you're that guy who is always pushing the time limit, oh my gosh, I get so annoyed. Like I prefer to be at the airport early.
Oh yeah.
You know, like with the meme of like it's 6 o'clock, the flight's at 2, guys. Like, come on.
You know, I'm absolutely one of those guys. Just because I would rather be at the airport a couple of hours early, and just sit down and not have to worry about making it to my flight.
Yeah, dude. My sister was like, "Hey, we'll have like 30 minutes to go through TSA, and then you know we got to run to the terminal."
Insane.
I was like,
insane person ideology.
I was losing my mind. I was like, I need to use the restroom. I'm gonna be late.
Like, no, when I took an emergency trip to Texas back in September, I was there 2 hours early. I took a piss in the airport bathroom. I went to Pete's Bagel, got myself a coffee and a bagel, or Pete's Coffee. I got myself a bagel and a coffee. I edited 2 videos while I was there, like in a 2 hour time frame.
Yeah.
Like, if I can't sit there and I don't have enough time to sit down and open my laptop, I'm way too close to the time limit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, boarding starts at 11 for our flight. I asked for a ride to the train station to go to SFO. I'm probably just going to take an Uber there so I can leave even earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, even outside of just traveling, my family was like, okay, well, I want to hit up this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. And I was like, I'm going to drink the whole way. I was like, hey, anybody want to take a shot? And I was like,
you want the margarita?
You know, I was like, man, I'm thinking if I go with a whole bunch of my friends, right? Like, if I ever take a trip, like when I took a trip with the water bottle man,
yeah,
right? We went to EDC.
You were trashed. You were trashed.
Dude, I was gone. Brother.
You were not human. You died that trip.
You know, right? And then, you know, I feel completely bad, right? So when I went to my first rave with Paulo, his cousin was completely trashed. So Paulo was babysitting his cousin, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, the next year we went to EDC. Now I'm trashed, and Paulo's trying to take care of me, right?
So Paulo,
I was like, man.
Paulo's had a negative experience as an adult going to raves, is what I'm hearing.
See, and then it's, you know, I was thinking back at it like, man, my buddy just left me and my girlfriend were both messed up to die over there, right? Like, he ditched us and went somewhere else. Thinking back, I was like, man, that guy was so rude and that guy's so mean. But, you know, nowadays I'm like, well, dude, to be honest, he had to play babysitter both of the raves he went to. Like, I don't feel bad at all, you know? I wouldn't feel bad at all. Like, just, yeah, go ahead and leave me, brother.
I will play devil's advocate. I've also had to babysit you when you're, like, absolutely shit-faced. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
So when it does happen for you, that's like you treating yourself. You're actually you're feeling comfortable enough around your current company to have fun and let loose. You're having a you moment.
Yeah.
But I gotta give him credit. You are a handful when you were destroyed, buddy.
Yeah, you know?
So honestly, I'm excited though. I'm excited. I'm hoping we have some time for just like you and me go downstairs, throw in a couple like $100 and have a couple drinks, just chill in the casino for a bit.
Yeah, not dude. So like the thing I was scared about when I was trashed, I had my card, I had my money still. And
that's rule number one. You drop the keys and cards somewhere safe.
I remember like right before I was gone, I was trying to put a tip in and I put $20 on accident.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to tip like, okay, cool. You took off the cap and you handed me the bottle. I went back to you 30 more times. Like, I'm going to give you an extra $2 and it's going to stack up like really quickly. I put 20 on accident and then I was like, man, I didn't have an opportunity to change it if I wanted to. So, like, you know, after I finally woke up after being so trashed, I was like, dude, what if I tipped like 200 or 2,000? I was so scared.
You would have had to be the asshole that disputes that. You would have had to call your bank and be like, yeah, no, that was I was under the influence. That was not supposed to be that much.
Yeah, dude, like, oh my goodness. See, and then like even traveling with with Paula, water bottle man.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I had a 2-day-a-week job, right?
Yeah.
This guy works 60 hours a week. He wants to eat at $200 Las Vegas buffet.
Yeah.
I got $20 since last Tuesday.
Yeah. That's also something I'm scared. That's something I'm scared about for this trip. Cause like I had to pay out of pocket for this business trip this time because we haven't sold enough shit to pay for it. With the company, and my money for the trip so far because I've been paying bills is what you have to pay me back for that.
Yeah.
So I gotta make that chunk of cash you're holding on to me last for the week, which.
And we're gonna hang out with Paulo at some time.
I'm gonna be like, Paulo, you got me? You got my entry fee? You want to go somewhere? You got me?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Paulo, bro, you trying to go into the casino buffet? $300 a person? You got me?
Hey man, we're playing pennies. We're gonna go gamble, play pennies.
Dude, I am so scared for that. I'm not gonna lie with you.
No, I'm hoping that I have a couple extra dollars by then because like most of my big bills are paid for this month.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Also, because you mentioned your travels with Waterball Man, Pilo, this section of the podcast is for you. I have a rant. I remembered I wanted to talk about something. This is for you. This motherfucker Pree disappeared off the face of the fucking planet for like 18 hours. No one knew where the fuck he was.
Yeah.
I have never gotten a call from Pilo concerned about your well-being before. So what happened was, or this is the story, the story as I interpreted it. Pree was supposed to meet Paulo for EDC on a certain night. Pree left at a certain time. I knew when he left because I have his Life 360. I'm like, okay, he's leaving the area. He's probably going to go to EDC. He's on his way to Las Vegas. 11 hours later, ring. Oh, Pilo's calling me. That's weird. I'm a little busy, so I'll get back to him. Calls me 2 more times. Okay, it's urgent. And then I think about it. I'm like, what would be so urgent that Pilo would call me? Because he doesn't live local anymore. So it's not like he needs to jump on his car or something. Oh, shit. This motherfucker Pree left for EDC. Hey, man, what's up? Sorry I missed your call. I was busy playing Spider-Man 2 for the 3rd time. What's up? How can I help you? Hey, man, have you seen Pree? Or have you talked to him recently? I texted him at like 2 o'clock. It went green, though, so I figured he was traveling through the grapevine or something going towards you. Can you see what his last location was on Apple or Life 360? You have him on those, right? Yeah, let me check real quick. He was last seen 18 hours ago in the middle of the Highway 7 in Nevada. Huh. Yeah, what's wrong? I figured his phone just died. Yeah, he was supposed to be here like 8 hours ago. Oh. So from there, I told him like, all right, let me figure this shit out. And I told Pilo, if you don't hear from him in the next 8 hours, because it was like about to be midnight. I told him if he didn't hear from you in the morning, I'll fly out in the morning and we can go search the highway for your decaying corpse.
Yeah.
So while I'm on the phone or while I'm texting back and forth with Pilo trying to figure out where you are, I also texted your girlfriend and he was texting Mahalo Man. Mahalo. While we were trying to establish a net, he was like, should we call his sisters or his mom? Like, no, do not worry his family. That's what we're for. We are the ones who worry first. We show up with a body or we don't say anything.
Yeah, you just act like it never happened, like you weren't involved.
So, you know, I've been around the circuit a couple times. I know when bad things happen or people go missing, what to do. So I called the sheriff of your last known location because you just happened to last ping at a campsite.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he said he was taking a bike with him or something. Maybe he like stopped there, but his phone died. He just didn't charge it. And I'm like, hey, sheriff, I'm looking for a guy. Was there any EMS calls? Because, you know, it was hella hot that day out there. There wasn't like a lot of buildings. I think that it was like a glorified rest stop, essentially, the campsite you were at.
Yeah.
So I call like, hey, was there any EMS calls for this location? County sheriff's like, no. You know, are you looking for someone? I'm like, yeah, my friend was supposed to be in Vegas like 8 hours ago. And they're like, oh, well, I mean, I didn't see any reports by the plate you mentioned or the name that you mentioned. So I'm like, okay, well, this guy's just hiding from the world then. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah.
And I told Pilo, I'm like, sheriff hasn't had any EMS calls, like no emergency flagged his name or license plate. So he's probably his phone's just dead and he's being stupid.
Yeah.
Turns out he was being dead and stupid. I got a text from you around 11 the next morning, like, hey man, thanks for holding it down. What the fuck does that mean? What holding down what? I started getting just as scared as Paulo. I was about to fly out there and find your ass.
Yeah, so the funny part about that story. So that day, I was like, you know, it'd be a good idea to go camping right now. So I sent a picture of my case of firewood and like my 2 lawn chairs. And I was like, I'm going to send this to Mahalo Man. I love that guy. You know, hey, man, check out what I'm doing outside now. And he was like, oh, man, that's cool. And so, you know, that night, you know, obviously I went to the campsite, right? I set up camp. It's in the middle of nowhere. No reception anywhere. And I was like, huh. Well, all right. Well, you know, I'm not expected at EDC until tomorrow. I'm just going to call it a day. You know, I was sending pictures to my family like, hey, this is where we're at. We're over here hiking. Take a look at these beautiful red rocks.
Did those messages actually get out from?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So had
I
texted your family then, I would have gotten confirmation you were alive.
Yeah. So, you know, and then I was like, it was really hot that day. It was like heat stroke temperature.
Yeah.
And because it was really dry out there, like very much a safety concern. So, you know, I do take those precautionary measures, and I did go out to Family Dollar, you know, got like 32 cases of water, you know, whatever fit in my trunk, drinking heavily amount of water. We did a lot of those hiking trails over there though.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I took a cool video on the side of the mountain. And yeah, when I got all those messages the next day from Lorenzo, from Paulo, and then when I finally get to Paulo and he said, yeah, dude, Andrew said that you sent him that picture on a completely different day. And I was like, well, you know, I told somebody, I just, you know, it just didn't get back to you fast enough.
That and you didn't clarify, because he swore to God that you were supposed to see him that night or sometime that day. So you also didn't be like, hey man, I'm taking a detour. One text.
No, that was great.
One text could have stopped all that craziness, which is also crazy because I could have just said fuck it, risked my car. I could have taken the 8-hour drive to Vegas, and Pilo could have taken the 8-hour drive in the opposite direction, and we could have looked for you. That's it.
Yeah, dude. You would have rolled up to the campsite, and I would have been like, "Oh man, guys, well come on over, man. You know, I got an extra pot right here. I got some buldak noodles.
Man,
let's get to grubbing."
I have never been so relieved that Pree is okay, and never so frustrated with him in my life. That's probably the most like panic-inducing thing to have happened. And I didn't realize you were bringing your girlfriend with you to EDC too. So I even texted her, like, have you heard from your boyfriend? Do you know where he is?
And then she doesn't respond because her phone is also the same condition as mine.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, fuck, he brought her with. He's about to bury her in the fucking desert. Oh, no.
Jeez.
This is Stan part 2. But yeah, no,
good times, good adventures. Always hang out with someone, one person, and at least tell 2 people.
Yeah. You need the person to know where you are and the person to verify where the person who knows where you are is.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like that. This section of the podcast was 100% for you, Pilo. That was one of the most panic-inducing events where I've been concerned about a friend's well-being, and I didn't know where the fuck that motherfucker was. Because you're with the way that with how often you don't charge your phone, you easily could have been an extra 3 hours up the road from where I last had you pinged.
Yeah.
Which was the part that made it the most concerning. It was like, fuck, I'm asking the sheriff if there was an EMS call here. That's why I gave them your plate number, because I'm like, I could ask for if there was an EMS call here, and this dude could just not have been anywhere near it in hours.
Yeah.
So I brought in the search. I was like, hey, can you check here first, but also can you see if any vehicles were flagged under this tag?
Yeah.
Because that one was just like, bro, this guy's dead. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't look at your family and be like, hey, this guy died in the desert. I don't know what happened. I don't know if my heart could take that, man.
Dude, that was such a good time. That was a good camping experience, too. I learned a lot.
I bet it was. Like, after I saw some of your pictures, I was like, that looks like it was actually really fun. Like, it was probably hot as shit. But I was like, this motherfucker was probably in his wife beater, tying his shirt around his forehead like Rambo, sweating his ass off, drinking the water, going... Next one.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it was fun though. That was probably one of the ones where I would have been like, yeah, let's go do that. Despite the inevitable rattlesnake encounter, depending on how long the trip is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hope you had a machete with you.
Nah,
you just fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker just grab a rattlesnake.
You know, hey, he rattled at me. I just walk right past him. As long as he don't bite, I don't bite back, you know?
What if he do bite? Then what? What do you do there?
Then I bite back, you
You're
know?
You're gonna bite the snake?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. All right. Well, that was it. That was my rant. That was for you, Paulo. I hope you got some. I hope you got something out of that. We got to talk about your EDC and up to EDC experience.
All right, and I think with that, this is where we're going to conclude this episode of the Chump Change. I was Pree, and he was Lorenzo. And if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, same thing, Spotify Podcasts. Yeah, leave a like, watch the video on YouTube if you want to see us cameras on. And I think that'll be it. We will catch you in the next episode. See you later.
BigChumps.com/store for the new Evo merch too.
Oh, that too.
And we'll see you guys when we're at Evo.
See ya.